Where do you see the opportunities lies for our industry, services industry in India? And again, the challenges, please. If you could give your opinion on that.
Sure, Pradeep, and thanks for giving me this opportunity. Just before I go into my answers, right, I think Satya and Sharda, you may want to think about IESA Asia, right? I saw the chart about, maybe you should think about setting up a chapter here. I still remember 2003 when we came to India and we seeded ISA at that time, right? The association. So I think maybe we could do another one with IESA Asia. Yeah, so I'll focus mainly on the post-silicon activity, on the assembly and test. I was listening to a talk given by the CEO of Synopsys last night, and he was talking about Moore's law and so on. And there were so many instances where Moore's law was challenged, and every time it kind of the challenge was overcome, and still there is more to go. His belief is it's keep going. But one thing he did admit was that so the chip side by side with connectivity, right, is becoming more of a reality versus just building everything onto a chip and so forth. So the reason I'm saying that is, we talk about packaging and test and so forth, right? So I think it's going to become an integral part of the business, right? Where chip companies are not just going to be selling a chip, right? They're going to be selling a module. They're going to be selling a product that is really like a subsystem, and then system companies are trying to build their own ASICs and so forth, right? So I think the back end of it, right, post silicon, which is quite there seems to be a hard line drawn, whether it's an EDA tool or design and so on, right? Once it becomes silicon and comes out, there seems to be a big barrier in terms of integrating that upfront, right? So some effort has been done, and I think it's being so I think it's very, very critical that service companies could take a lead here, right? And the reason why I say that is, when I was at TI, we used to have hundreds and hundreds of packaging engineers, right? In fact, a lot of the MNCs, I was at National, they used to define a package, and then the OSATs and so forth, or their own captive plants will take it to volume production. But now, right, we have an opportunity to actually service companies be a leader in packaging technology, right? So that's one area I believe that that's an opportunity. Another area is the test, right? It's always kind of an afterthought, right? How do we do test and effectively and so on, right? So obviously we have DFT and all that, but I think coming from the further down the supply chain, right? If you look at production and all that, there is a DFM, right, requirement there, right? Design for manufacturing, right? So and now with I think Peter was talking about more and more machines taking over a lot of the functions and so forth. How do we take that knowledge and build it into the design aspects of the packaging and test and up into the design itself? So I think there is a lot of opportunities, new ways of doing it. I think again, what paraphrase what Peter was talking about, that we just keep doing what the MNCs have been doing and kind of supplementing them in terms of people and so forth, right? It's all about the number of people who can run a particular software or something. I think the service companies take the attitude of thinking like a product company and saying that, hey, the end product is what really matters to the customer and so forth. And today, one of the biggest challenges, post silicon, how quickly you can take it to production, right? The time to market. So we need to think, service companies start thinking like a product company, and think about, how do you bring time to market, which is probably the most important aspect of which matters to everybody, right? Whether to the customer, or the end customer as well. So I see that as an opportunity. And the other thing is, this pandemic, right? Kind of came at a abrupt time, and things just got chaotic, right? And Indians are very good at managing chaos. We live in chaos. We thrive in chaos.
Yeah,
This could be an
absolutely.
opportunity, right? This could be an opportunity. So there's a lot of work, I believe, right, that the design services company and the and MNCs as well collaborate with the post-silicon guys and truly create a wonderful product, right? A high-performance product. Because I think the huge amount of design capability, the performance that the chip has, kind of the moment it becomes a physical silicon, right, and then it takes us to the outer world. Is the bottleneck is there. The bottleneck is in the packaging and the testing of the product. So there is an opportunity where we could lead. I believe the talent is there. It's been proven. I don't see any other country which has got such a well-built ecosystem between service, product development, and so on. All under the roof. But how do we align all of this and collaborate and build it out?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. We quickly go. I think this is for Raja. This is more towards the opportunities with the geopolitical situation with the U.S. and India trade war, COVID, and where do you see the opportunities in terms of manufacturing services, Raja?
Yeah. No, I think it's certainly a time where opportunities are opening up, which we didn't even imagine. So from a supply chain and all those issues that's coming up, right? Each country trying to be self-sufficient and not dependent on others, or there's the alignment of movement of so forth, right? In India, as I mentioned, we do have a pretty good ecosystem, whether it's EDA or service companies or MNCs, all of them embedded as well, right? System companies. And so the entire ecosystem exists. So I think pulling in the manufacturing service, the way I look at it is this, right? We always use that, having manufacturing, prototyping, and manufacturing close to the design will help in designing better product, fast, all these products. I used to think that manufacturing, prototyping will help in the capabilities, right? Where whether you look at Infineon or European companies or US companies, they had manufacturing right next to the design, right? So they used to work collaboratively and so on. The fabs were there, and the packaging was there, the test was there, everything was done together. And then they went to the shift, right, where we started moving things out to Asia and so forth. In the back end first. Packaging and so forth, and then test, and then the fabs and so forth, right? Now we're coming one full circle again, right? Now, if you look at India, is in a very prime spot in this sense, right? So we have all the ecosystem from a design perspective. Some of it definitely needs to get improvement, like what Peter suggested, right? It's not just about people, but ability to bring the entire product out. We do have the embedded systems and so on. The piece that is missing is the manufacturing piece in terms of, I think, the bringing in the prototyping and the design of packages and testing capability, even at a much lower level in terms of volume and so on, a great opportunity for innovative products, right? I think the other thing on a lighter vein, maybe I talked about chaos, right? Since we know how to deal with chaos, when we go into a very organized environment in Europe or US, we actually thrive very much, right? We know how to handle a better situation, right? So my thought is, how do we present this, articulate this to both the MNCs, and also to when we create product companies, in India by itself. I think one of the key thing is, if we have a high silicon kind of a company, right? An Indian company, I think that would drive some of this manufacturing even faster. But there is merit to the fact that bringing manufacturing or prototyping closer to the ecosystem that we already have in India will be a major benefit to not only to India but for the entire industry.